Hello everybody, my name is Atlas and welcome back to another video. My voice, yeah, I'm sick, so if my voice is a bit iffy, then that's probably why. The greatest image in the history of the world has just dropped, folks. And the hype is so incredibly real, folks. I've been waiting for this image for a very long time. The Trump mugshot. Here it is. Take a look at his gorgeous face.
Judge, and I say this with a unblemished record of heterosexuality. He looks good. And he looks hard.
Now, I kind of have to agree with Waters here. That is an incredibly sexy man. An absolute twink, absolute hunk. I highly doubt that Waters is straight, though. Let's be honest here. Come on. Now, I have to tell you, when the indictment against Trump was first announced, this is actually his fourth indictment, I was so fucking pissed because the police were like, well, actually, as a very high-profile person, we won't actually be taking his mugshot because his face is very recognizable. Like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Just give us the funny mugshot. Please. Please give me some sort of relief from this capitalist dystopia. Please. But we finally got it. Took 4 indictments. They didn't want us to have it, but they finally gave it to us. Folks, I did everything right, and they released my mugshot. This is all I really wanted, to be honest, from these indictments. Anyone with a brain knew that this image would have the greatest meme potential of all time. And of course, there was no way in hell that Donald J. Trump, the man from Home Alone himself, would make a normal fucking face for this photo. Of course not. No. There is no universe where that happens. I'm sorry. And yeah, we have quite a great photo. Man's looking like he's about to steal Christmas out here. I love it. Look at that scowl. But yeah, and the reason I say this is all I really wanted from these indictments is because in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion, whether or not Trump goes to jail doesn't even matter. Don't get me wrong. Trump's an awful man, a terrible man, folks, who deserves to go to jail, lock him up. But ultimately, Donald Trump is one man. You put Trump in jail, and 100 different Trump clones will pop up in his place. I mean, he isn't even in jail, and all these Trump clones just started popping up. Imagine what it's like when he's gone, you know? When there's no one to make fun of little Rhonda. I love him, man. This is so tragic. But more than that, there isn't much of a difference between the MAGA movement and the traditional established conservatives. The biggest difference is that one side chooses to push their fascist ideals behind a mask, where the other side states their fascist ideals loudly and proudly. Hell, there isn't much of a difference between Democrats and Republicans. Besides a few wedge issues, which are purposely designed to distract people from things like the growth of wealth inequality, besides a few wedge issues, they basically agree on most things. They have largely the same interests. Both parties are slaves to the interests of capital. And when we look at both parties from an international perspective, one party is a right-wing party, and the other party is the far-right party. Yeah, like even the Tories are further to the left than the Democratic Party. It doesn't mean their policies are entirely the same, however. Obviously, Joe Biden is a much better choice than Trump, even if he isn't an ideal one, like by far. Of course, he misses the mark, but the Democratic platform treats LGBTQ people with a lot more humanity. Unless they're poor. Ooh, we hate homeless people. They support reproductive rights in theory, even though, they had a fucking supermajority and didn't codify Roe v. Wade, because the courts would never do that. Never. They're slightly more proactive on climate change, and I mean slightly, and their policy on immigration is a little less extreme. Democrats will still push migrants back into the Rio Grande, including women and children. But at least their rhetoric is a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. They still despise poor people and fuel the undying hunger of the American military-industrial complex. But at least their rhetoric towards gay and trans people isn't genocidal. I don't know. My point is, if we focus too much on things like Donald Trump's indictment, then we lose sight of what ultimately our real objective should be. Like unionizing, bolstering worker protections, expanding welfare, radically tackling climate change, housing the unhoused, etc. Now, that's not to say, Trump doesn't deserve to go to jail or anything like that. I'm just saying, in the scheme of things, don't expect much from your day-to-day life to really change. The only real area where there would be much of a significant impact would be the 2024 election. But even then, I think Trump in jail can still beat fucking Ron DeSantis, because, he's Ron DeSantis. Ultimately, the Democratic Party and Republican Party both serve the interests of capital. That is their primary function. No matter which party is in charge, things are ultimately going to stay bad. Unless we wrestle power back into the hands of the people. That being said, this is a very funny mugshot, folks. And it's okay to celebrate little victories like these every once in a while. As a little treat. Treat yourself. Election season is starting to ramp up, and not the lame-ass midterm election season. No. This is the big one. The big kahuna. Sleepy Joe versus Donald J. Trump. Truly a battle for the centuries, and I'm so excited to cover everything here. We got polling to cover, political drama, electoral maps, debates, so much more on the horizon. So if you don't want to miss anything, please, consider subscribing. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, or consider doing so. Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.